You know, for me personally, if I ever found myself in my 50s in a relationship with a 20-something, 30-something-year-old woman, and we were hitting each other and she was shitting on the bed, I just wouldn't bother. You know what I mean? I just kill myself.
Speaking
That's
of
fucking crazy.
You're gonna look like Woody Harrelson in that movie 2012, where he's living at fucking. What's that park?
Yosemite.
With Old Faithful.
Is it Yosemite that's got Old Faithful?
I thought it was called Yosemite.
Or is it Yellowstone?
He's at Yellowstone, yeah.
Yellowstone.
Yeah, with the geyser.
Well, now anytime I think of Yellowstone, I just think of the goddamn Dutton Ranch and fucking Yellowstone.
Hey man, let's talk about.
Don't kill him, Rip.
Let's talk about Yellowstone for a minute.
Okay,
dude.
Let's talk about fucking Cowboys of Anarchy.
Yeah, somebody told me they're like, man, you should really check out Yellowstone. I think you'd like it. And I'm not friends with them anymore.
And I don't fucking blame you, buddy.
No, it's not so much like the cast is great. There's a lot of people.
A lot of great actors on it. Man.
I just not really into it.
Well,
I'm not saying it's a bad show. I don't.
Bikers hated Sons of Anarchy
because
they were like created biker posers.
And now us real cowboys, we hate Yellowstone, dude.
Well, in general, it is Sons of Anarchy cowboy style on horses. It's literally the same creator. It's like the same thing. What if we had like criminals, like just objectively criminals, but that had a fucking heart of gold? And, you know, they seem like they would be racist, but they've got friends of other races. You know what I mean?
And we give them all Carhartt jackets and cowboy hats.
And I get the appeal. I get the appeal of both shows.
No, yeah,
I
it's
don't
fine
get
if
the
you
appeal
like it.
of
I don't care. It's
spending $10,000 to deck out your fucking Ram
you
2500
shouldn't
in
do
Yellowstone Ranch type of shit.
I tell you, a cool one that I do like is Landman. With
I
Billy
hate
Bob.
Landman.
You don't like Landman?
That is propaganda at its finest, dude.
Oh no, it is.
It's literally.
I just like Billy Bob,
and I love Billy Bob. And that's why it's such a good propaganda tool. But literally,
you pick Billy Bob.
I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes because I didn't understand what it was.
And that's where I'm at. I'm about 3 episodes in.
Okay, so you'll probably agree with me here. The show is a lot of Billy Bob monologuing about how good the oil and gas industry actually is.
Yeah.
And he takes on everybody. I think it's in the first or second episode. There's like a journalist out there, and she's like, why are you doing oil, man, climate change? And he's like, watch out, there's a snake. And she's like, oh no, man, it's gonna get me help. He's like, what kind of snake is it? She's like, I don't know.
So if you haven't watched the show, this is so good what he's doing right now.
She's like, I don't know what kind of snake it is. And he says, does it have a rattle on its tail? And she's like, yeah, it does. That's a rattlesnake. Don't move.
Yeah.
And then he comes over and kills it with like a shovel or a shotgun. Something like that.
I'm gonna tough it out just for Billy Bob and just see, and then if I hate it, I never have to watch it again.
Good. I have a show in that vein because I believe they're all done under the same production studio. I think that is also in the production studio that does Yellowstone and
probably
all that shit. But my guilty pleasure is Tulsa King
with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. Also a little bit of a propaganda piece, and I mean Stallone is.
Sometimes I like that shit,
Stallone,
though. Yeah, I love Stallone, dude.
I like Stallone.
I do want to check out Tulsa King because somebody said it was a lot like. They said it's kind of like a generic Sopranos with like a fucking
yeah. It is it is very much a cable TV Sopranos type of thing. Isn't it crazy to watch The Wire and remember that was like on cable?
Yeah, The Wire ruled.
The Wire, rewatching it like what? Man. I mean, it's been like a couple years since I rewatched
Little
it.
Amsterdam, baby.
Feels like you're watching a fucking HBO show.
Yeah, it was just on cable. Yeah. I felt that way about Justified and The Shield as well.
Yeah, both of those were good.
And they had that same vibe.
Justified it was big, but I still every day talk to people who have no clue what Justified is.
That's crazy because Justified ruled, dude.
Yeah, fucking
Tulsa King's on my
from that
Timothy Oliphant.
Oliphant,
I can't.
He's really good.
I don't think it's Oliphant or Elephant.
The dude that everybody likes now, Walton Goggins. He was on that back in the day.
Walton was on The Shield too, man. He's always played a piece.
Lot of shit.
He's great, and he's always played a piece of shit. And I think that's his. He almost got typecast as like a.
Did you ever watch that Vice Principals with him and Danny McBride?
No. Pretty good.
It was I think it had like a single season.
Yeah.
I think it was on Showtime.
I did watch Righteous Gemstones though, and it was fun.
I'm not caught up on it. I watched the first season and a half during the like pandemic and then stopped, but that was like one of my favorite shows.
I never watched all
recently.
of it, and I pulled like I did with Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, I watched the whole last season, and I hadn't watched the rest of the show.
Oh yeah,
because I got all my roommates were watching it, so I was like, and these were my real roommates at the time, not my parents. So I watched the last season with all of them, and then the other night I watched the ending of Righteous the series finale with Tim and Shelby.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna go back and rewatch the rest of it because I don't think I watched some of the first season.
See, I've never done last season. I have,
but I don't really give a shit because I watch stuff all the time.
I've waited for shows to come out all the way
and then
watched them. But I've also like a couple shows I've jumped in on like a random season, watched a few episodes, and then just like went back. Like True Blood, I remember staying up all night at like an Ecstasy and Molly type of party at my buddy Jarrett's house. And we were like the only two up in the morning, and he's like, "Hey man, I DVR'd this fucking show I watched." He's like, "It is pretty gay." He was a gay dude. He's like, "It is pretty gay, but you want to watch it with me?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude."
Yeah, True Blood rules, dude.
And we watched that episode, and then I came over to his house the next week and watched the next episode just like by chance. It like while it was like airing.
Yeah.
And then I went back and watched them all on whatever on the internet at the time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch Yellowstone,
website, I think.
but I'm gonna power through Landman. I am gonna check out Tulsa King.
Yeah,
Dad always wanted me to check out Ray Donovan. He was
Donovan's all right,
dude. And I watched a little bit with him, like just here and there, and dude, it was pretty fucking solid. And I love what's his face,
Lev
Schreiber.
Lev Schreiber.
Yeah, I love him. So and was Voight's in it too, right?
Yeah. But that show's underrated. That was on when like Dexter or something was on.
Yeah,
so I would watch it either before or after. And that shit was.
And I crashed out on Facebook yesterday, dude, and talked shit about The Last of Us. That was not a shot at, like, if you like The Last of Us, that's cool. I played both the games. It's like I know.
Well, don't let everybody know that you're gay.
No. Like at the time, like I was like
That's
I
cool,
played a
man.
lot of games and shit, and I liked the video games. They were solid. I have not watched. Well, I watched some of the first season. I didn't really give a shit about it.
I heard it was great. I didn't.
I
think
great,
it was the second season
but
where
it's hard
everybody
when
started losing interest.
I know all the shit. They didn't. I mean, they changed some things up, obviously, but like. I don't really give a shit about it, and I don't really care.
I don't care about the game or the thing, but I do know that like
I don't care much for
I'm on the
Pedro
internet
Pascal.
a lot. It seems like a lot of people love the first season, and now that he's gone, everybody hates the show.
That is a damper, and the game was the same way too. When he died, you're kind of like, eh.
I do like him. I mean, well enough. He seems like a cool dude.
He seems awesome. I just don't care much for his acting.
Haven't seen him in enough to like. I watched a little bit of Narcos, and that was like, and
he was all right on there.
You know, I've watched a little.
He's great
bit
on
of,
The Mandalorian.
Well, I have been. You're going to like this. I've been watching a little bit of The Mandalorian on Instagram.
Mandalorian's a great show.
I've made it through enough clips where I'm like, I've got a grasp on what's happening,
is the way.
and I think I'm going to watch it.
Oh, it's amazing. All 3 seasons are great.
Found a page that's posted the whole series so far on Instagram.
Once you finish season 2, you got to watch the Book of Boba Fett.
I think some of what I've seen is from that.
It's not very long. It's only like a few episodes, but
Boba's featured.
It ties in, and Mandalorian ties it back into. It's all interwoven together.
My name is
great.
Boba
the Fett. Hell yeah! Shout out MC Chris, man.
Yeah, Boba the T, dude.
But yeah, I think that everything they've done since Disney, like the 3 Star Wars films they didn't really care much for. I did like the first one, The Force Awakens. I thought it was great, but the other 2 were meh. But I think they were meh because they kept bouncing around directors.
Yeah.
George Lucas did the other 6, and it was George Lucas. But then when you start swapping out directors every movie, it kind of gets the water gets muddy, But since Disney has acquired it, the shows they've produced have been great. Andor's awesome. Mandalorian's great. Book of Boba Fett was okay.
Rogue One I like.
Rogue One's one of the best Star Wars movies ever made. I love Rogue One.
And the
The Han Solo
movie
was okay.
Was all
it was
right,
fun.
I heard. I didn't watch that. I watched Rogue One. I saw The Force Awakens. I didn't like it. I watched that when I was in rehab, like opening night. A bunch of us went.
You might be one of those dudes that would love the others, though, because I know people that hate Force Awakens and love the other two, and I love Force Awakens and hate the other two. So
I'm not a plot queen, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not deep enough into Star Wars, like, where I'm going to be that like, I've heard enough to where I know, like, what they did with Rey's lineage, and it sucks that she couldn't just be a Jedi on her own, and yada yada. I get all that, but I'm not invested enough as a fan to just dislike them because of that.
Right.
And I could get around to watching them. I'm also like, you know, I don't like those people that pride themselves on, like, not ever having seen the popular thing. Like, if you've seen it and don't like it, that's cool, but if you don't avoid it, like it, because they always have the attitude of somebody that doesn't like it, but you don't know. I get it though. I've seen stuff where I'm like, based on the people that do like it, I know I'm not gonna like it. You know what I mean?
Right. My fandom of Star Wars is because like people think that I'm huge on Marvel, and I am. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm not huge on Marvel. But I would say that my fandom of Star Wars is more than Marvel. I care more about Star Wars than anything fandom wise. Like I would put Star Wars at number one. So that's something from the childhood I took with me. And you were around when the prequels dropped. Like that was big for us. That was our Star Wars. And we've talked about that before. Like
we were the generation where like that was our Star Wars. That's like what came out. That we were able to get into. But everybody that was already into Star Wars hated it. Just like this time around, everybody that was already into Star Wars hated it, but all the new fans love it. It's created a whole
and
new
that's
generation.
Why I don't want to shit too much on the sequel trilogy, because I don't want to be that guy that like hates their Star Wars and I put the prequels on a pedestal.
Yeah,
because I like everything else Disney's done with Star Wars. To be fair, you know.
Star Wars has always been that fandom that is very precious to its fans.
Oh, it's the worst fandom.
So it's like, why even, in my opinion, why even continue it out?
Yeah, they picked the wrong thing to milk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think the shows were all good, but you should have never you should have left Luke and Leia and fucking Han Solo alone, you know what I mean? You should have just done other timelines and other stories, and because everybody loves those. Yeah. They just don't want anything. They're redoing the Harry Potter. Now, that was my fandom. That's what I was the most into. Now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even if J.K. Rowling didn't suck, I have just like grown out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To where
and that's fair, man. It's fine.
I didn't even know she sucked when like the Fantastic Beasts movies were dropping, and I was detached enough to where I never watched those.
I enjoyed those. I wasn't a big Harry Potter guy, but I did like the Fantastic Beasts. I thought those were fun.
I've watched the first one. I've heard the other ones are still good.
I didn't like they swapped Johnny Depp out, but I mean, I get it. Obviously,
at the time.
Yeah, I get the circumstances.
And ultimately, I think it was the right move because in retrospect, it seems like he was kind of an asshole.
Yeah, he probably did suck. And I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know him.
Yeah, I say that.
Don't know him like that.
I say that a lot. Good and bad. How do I know?
How do I know? I wasn't there. The only thing Johnny Depp ever did that I really genuinely gave a fuck about, and he's gonna hate me for this, but I really like the Pirates movies, man. I love those fucking. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean, dude.
They never hit for me, dude. I'm also just not a.
He's not a pirate guy.
I'm not a pirate guy. I'm not a high seas guy. You know, that sort of like theme and like sort of mythology is just not. It doesn't catch me.
Yeah, that's fine. I think what drew me in was Davy Jones. I really liked that character. He kept me in for a lot of that shit.
It also came at a time in my life where, you know, if it came out now, I've grown into a love of theatrics and such.
Right.
But the level of acting in that movie, the level of theatrics, the level of suspending disbelief, at that time,
you just wasn't into it.
It didn't smack me the way it could have.
It's crazy how good the CGI in those movies held up.
Yeah.
Because they come out in the early 2000s. The first one did. I think it was like 04, 05.
You watch some. I always watch
and
stuff
it's crazy how good it still looks. Like, they really spent a lot of money back then to make it look where it still holds up.
Well, they also did a lot of practical effects in a lot of that, too, that are crazy.
I'm talking about, like, the Kraken. Yeah, when it shows up, it's general, pretty crazy.
Man, just like,
that's not practical.
That's a massive undertaking as a film.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Anything if you're doing a high seas tale, dude. That's a lot, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked Edward Scissorhands. I like
Edward Scissorhands is fun. Yeah, I don't dislike Johnny Depp as an actor.
I
just mean
Secret Window.
Secret Window's a banger, dude.
Secret Window's pretty good. I like that one.
What's that one dude's name that's in that?
Shit.
From The Godfather.
Oh, John?
He doesn't look like a John.
John?
Nah, I don't think his name's John, dude.
And what's a shame is right now, I think I'm picking that camera up tomorrow.
Oh, hell
Found
yeah.
one on Marketplace. But right now I'm recording on my phone and his phone's charging, so we'll have to look it up in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Now, that says 16 minutes and 30 seconds up there.
That's crazy that my alarm has not gone off yet.
Let me take a peek at it. Keep on talking. There it goes.
Is it going
and you
on?
set 4?
Yeah.
Okay, I stopped that one.
I'll grab my phone here in a minute and I'll look at everything. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Johnny Depp's fine, dude. He's got some good shit. Edward Scissorhands was a banger. Secret Window's a banger.
No, yeah, he's in plenty of good shit, man. The Pirates movies are fun.
Street's cool.
Excuse me. Yeah, but I'm just saying he probably did some fucked up. Here's the thing, man, is like I feel like anybody that's in not just Hollywood, but if you're in a position of power and you get to doing things, maybe you end up an asshole for a portion of your life. That doesn't mean he's an asshole now. He could be changed. He could be changed, man.
He could be.
You know, for me personally, if I ever found myself in my 50s in a relationship with a 20-something, 30-something-year-old woman, and we were hitting each other and she was shitting on the bed, I just wouldn't bother. You know what I mean? I just kill myself. That's fucking crazy.
Speaking of the famous folks, so, I ran into Kat Von D the other day in our hometown, which was probably pretty wild seeing her.
And she came up and she was like, "Hey, aren't you that comedian?"
She did not. But I seen on her Instagram story the other night she was in LA and she had like a video of her with the skyline and shit, and she was like on the interstate or whatever. And it inspired me a little bit. I was like, damn, dude, that's us. That's how I feel anytime we leave. Anytime we leave and go somewhere, I feel like that. Like when we were in New York and I was just looking around the buildings and shit, I really felt like, wow, this is what it's like to not be in my hometown on a Friday night.
Well, it's crazy because we grew up.
I do that when we go to Cincinnati, though. When we go to Louisville, I'm like, damn, this is what it's like.
I was thinking about this. Like, we grew up in this small town, man, and it felt small, man. It felt like our world was so small and bubbled, and I was like, I dreamed, like, one day I'll go to New York. One day I'll go to California.
Yeah.
One day I'll go to Las Vegas. But then, like, once I got in my, like, early 20s, I was like, oh, dude, it's so hard to go places. There was a point where I was like, oh, I might really not ever see the world. I might really just see this little corner of, the
Midwest.
Yeah, but then I just started doing it.
Yeah.
We started going
and
places.
It's fun. It makes me appreciate being from a small town. It makes me appreciate that I still live in one. I think the scariest part about going to big cities when you're from a small town or when you have the mindset like we do is that when we were out and about, I think it was the night that we left the stand, and it was us and Jake and everybody, and we were walking back to MSG, and there was a moment where I was just like, I think it was after we ate, when we stopped in that bodega and got a sandwich, we walked back out and we were walking down the road. I was just looking at all the buildings and stuff because, I'm the opposite of you. Like, I like big architecture. And I was just staring around. There's so many people, not just in the world, but in New York. I was like, nobody gives a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Like, nobody cares
it's
about...
It's both scary and comforting at the same time.
Yeah. Like, it's cool to know that, like, your importance is, like, you're alive and, like, you have your life and you have everything that you've got going on. But, like, at the same time, I was thinking, like, man, if somebody back home died right now or a friend, like... nobody would give a fuck. Like, I would walk out in the street and everybody would continue doing their thing. Yeah. And if I died right now, none of these people, aside from the group we're with, right, like, none of these people, nobody would give a fuck, man. Like, it humbles you in a way. Yeah. It humbles you in a sense of, like, you gotta go and you gotta do shit and you can't have that guilt of not.
But there's also that thing of what's freeing about it is there's a couple million people there. There's every type of individual. So you can literally, you don't have to fucking have anxiety about anything.
Yeah.
Because there's somebody being weirder than you.
Yeah.
Within a 20-foot radius in a place like that. So it's great, man.
Yeah.
You can wear what you want, do what you want.
You can be you.
You
and
can
I like
fucking
that.
walk down the street fucking.
And I kind of feel like that when I go to Cincinnati too.
Yeah.
Like I kind of feel that to an extent. Yeah. Anytime you get out, you see people living their lives and doing their day-to-days, and it's so different than...
It makes you appreciate a trip like that
when
you're from a small town.
Absolutely.
You actually... So I feel like if you're from a big city and you pop around to other big cities, it's like that's what you're used to. You expect the lively and the hustle and bustle and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but when you're from here and you go to these places...
I think the only thing that I hated about it, like hindsight now, like I know we covered the trip and shit, and like we talked about things we didn't like, but... The more I think about it, what I hated the most was like my favorite night was the night we got the Uber and we come back. I have noticed like in recent years that the one thing I love more than anything is riding in a car when I'm going somewhere. Like I'm not saying riding in a car like our trip was ass. Like
you love hopping in saying, "Take me home."
Yeah. And I just
nice,
especially at night and like the night we I forget where we were at. We drove somewhere. I think we were coming home maybe from Cincinnati and we took the Lawrenceburg way and come back. But like the nights we go to Louisville and we're coming through and we're driving through the suburbs.
Yeah.
The nice suburbs, like the light, like when people have the big lights in their yard and shit, like and you see like the big houses and stuff, and we got the music playing and I'm in the backseat, I'm just staring out the window. I love that shit. That is the most calming shit to me is when the music's on and it's nighttime and we're just driving. And we're driving through a city. Like when we leave Chameleons. The nights we leave Chameleons and we're just driving through. Yeah, dude. Man, I love that shit, dude. I love that shit so much.
There was a few years there, man, when my eyesight was bad from that fucking flash. That I hated driving because I couldn't see, dude, and I was always fucking.
He's like, I'm blind. I'm like, oh,
for real,
just dude. Fucking hitting people
I
and
was
shit.
A menace and a danger to society for a couple of years there, dude.
Hell yeah, you were.
But now I like it, dude. I like driving everybody around. You know what I mean?
I'm glad that you're a driver. I mean, I'm a driver too because I drive, and people don't think that I like to drive. Or I can, and I do. Like I don't. I'm a driver.
Well, I think. Do you want to take the Stang to Tennessee?
Yeah, that was the game plan.
Let me do some driving.
Yeah, you can
I'm not going to speed. You know I don't speed.
No.
Shit,
you can speed in it. It's fine.
Well, I probably go.
No, yeah, I do have to. I have
less
to.
Than you do.
I'm gonna get it nice and detailed up and oil change. I think I'm gonna get some new tires for.
If not, we'll take the truck.
No.
I want to pay a little more.
I want to take the Stang down. I think that'd be cool.
Because the truck, I feel like is pretty bad. The truck in Nashville might smack. You know?
It might, but so would the Stang. Once I get it cleaned up and fucking, we'll just be cruising around in that.
And just two of us, fuck that back seat.
Yeah,
dude.
it's perfect, dude. It's perfect,
bro.
We're taking the Stang. But yeah, I'm gonna get nice cleaned up and detailed and shit. I think I'm gonna get some new tires before we go. But yeah, like I was thinking about that too. I was like, man, we'll ride down the Stang and shit. We'll have the car. We'll probably still use the Uber at some point, but
yeah,
we'll drive the car around and shit, man. But I like it. I was gonna tell you too. I was gonna drive Tuesday to see Maul. If you want to take the.
You want to drive us?
Yeah.
Well,
if you want.
Might go.
Yeah.
In which case,
if she does,
another
it's fine.
reason we always take my car is just the back seat.
If she does, pick me up on the way. If not, I'll come get you. Just let me know.
But she might not. She's starting her class back, so it just depends. She's had a lot more free time the last couple weeks.
I gotta take Dad to shit that day. I'm gonna hang out. I don't want to leave till like 7 or so.
Oh, you don't want to leave till like 7?
He got to have a procedure done, so I'm gonna hang out. That Mom's got to work, so I'm gonna hang out.
What time does Mom start?
The show doesn't even start till 9.
Oh, okay. So we'll just do the show then.
Yeah.
We won't make them, Mike.
No, yeah.
I thought the show was at like 8.
No, I thought about that after you said like the bands start playing at 9 at the Comet. Yeah.
Okay, then we'll just hang there that night.
Yeah.
But we'll see if a couple of the boys want to come
I told
out.
Jeff to come out. I think he's going to come out.
Yeah, well, I told him I was going to try to head up early and meet up with him.
Yeah.
He was going to come out with us. I told him I wanted to swing by the shop.
Yeah, we'll figure something out, dude.
We don't got to go early. We'll just, if we leave at 7,
If we're on the road at 7, that's perfect.
We'll meet up there.
With him. We'll get us a big ass burrito, dude. You gotta try. I don't know if they have any gluten-free shit, but man, the burritos
I guarantee you they do.
At
they got
fucking
like vegan
Comet
shit.
fucking slap, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, they might have as long as they have like a corn tortilla or something.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, dude.
I'm
excited. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, Mall, the residency starts at the Comet Tuesday. We won't be dropping this episode till later on, but
oh yeah. Well, we mentioned it in the last episode.
Every Tuesday of the month of June, Mall will be playing at Comet in Cincinnati. Go up there, go up there and get you a burrito. And listen to them scream. It's amazing. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited.
Comet's a sick venue.
Comet's cool, dude. I went there when I was a young lad. I don't remember who we saw. I think it was like I had first turned 21. I remember they had Black Label beer, and I loved it. And I got a big-ass burrito, and it was good. And we seen some live band there. It was good. It was a fun time, man. Then I don't think I've been back since. And that was...
I've been meaning to go to one of the comedy
well over a decade
shows.
Ago, dude. That's crazy. Time flies, man.
Want to go to one of the comedy shows there here soon. Go ahead and check one of those out. Well, Connor and them are starting that mic every other Thursday, so the next time we go up to Chameleon
and shout out to Connor 12, dude. Cool guy.
He's going to be on our show, confirmed.
Yeah, let's talk about that. You want to talk about that?
Oh, yeah. So we've got newsflash. We got a date confirmed. We got all the acts booked.
Yeah.
So here's a little early drop. We'll have ticket release later. We'll have flyers later. But for those of you that listen to the show, August 22nd, baby, is the next This Place Sucks live. And we got some bangers. We got returning comedians.
Yeah.
Jamie Shade, who is going to be hosting this time. And then Jason Winkler is going to open us up this time. If you came to the last show, they're at this one. Tell them about some of the other comics.
Yeah, Jason was quite the hit. Everybody really loved his the Waffle House bit.
Oh, well, he'll be back, and he'll have even more breakfast joint-related material.
I love that. Yeah, so this time around, we switched it up. We got some fresh faces up in here. We got our friend, our pal, our buddy, the love of our lives, Mr. Charlie Badger. The Badger's going to be in the house. We got our boy Tech from Louisville.
Yeah, he's doing 5.
And I'm also going to be on his show, a little side quest here. I'll be on the Whirling Tiger the 12th in Louisville, which is Tech's
Laughing
show.
Dragon, that's his show.
Yeah. Tech rules. He's going to be on. You guys are going to love him. We have Kat West. She's amazing. We're looking forward to having her on. That's going to be great. And then the boys here will be holding it down, doing something.
I'm not going to host this time, so Joey and I are both going to do a full
set.
set.
And then we have Mr. Connor Twell. Is it Tweel or Twell?
Tweel.
Connor Tweel.
Connor Tweel is going to be headlining now.
And I feel
if
bad
you're
for
a local,
Connor Twell.
You might have seen him at the first Madison show, not the one that we did, but the one that they put on at the Ohio Theater. He was on that.
Yeah.
Very funny. So
yeah, I like Connor. He's a good dude. Excited to have him on closing us out.
It's going to be a banger,
great.
dude.
It's going to be awesome.
And then live pod. So if you were there last time, you may or may not have realized that there was an upstairs to the venue. We're going to do the live pod upstairs this time. So we're going to do all the stand-up downstairs, give you a little intermission, go upstairs for the live pod. That way it's set up out of the way.
Yeah.
It's already ready to go. We don't have to waste a lot of time in between. Get the most out of this. Yeah, it'll be fun, man. It's going to be bigger and better than the last one. So come out.
Make sure you buy your tickets in advance when we drop it, because there's a really good chance this one's going to sell out, and a lot of people showed up and bought tickets at the door. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying I feel like a lot of people were at the fucking last one. Like, I mean, it was a big deal. So I think this time around, there's a good chance it's going to sell out, and I really think you should probably get your tickets in advance just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, if literally 2% of the people that didn't make the last one that say they're coming to this one come, it's going to sell out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, come to this one. I think capacity is like 170.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. So get your tickets early. You know, if you don't follow us on Instagram at Jordan Edmondson and at Wampus Cat Lives, do that. We'll also be posting it on Facebook for those of you that we're friends with in real life.
Yeah. So
I'll make the flyer up here in the next week or two. We don't know exactly which way we're going with it, but yeah, we might do some because we might get some themed decoratives, if you will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We might do. Who knows?
Yeah, we got some ideas. We got some ideas cooking.
This fucking ship's only getting sailing, dude, and we're hitting all the 7 seas, all the high ones.
Yeah,
we're the Caribbean.
We got a lot of
the Indian Ocean, dude. How about Pirates of the Arctic?
We got a lot of big shit planned. Like, you guys really have no idea how much shit we have planned. Like,
yeah.
We're in the developing stages of a This Place Sucks universe, equivalent to Star Wars, Marvel. I mean, you haven't seen anything yet. What we have going on and what we have planned, it's gonna suck you off.
Past, present, future, dude. Yeah, if you talk about getting sucked on, getting sucked off, getting sucked out.
The days of future suck are upon us. We're very excited. We got a lot of shit going on. So,
yeah, we don't want to dribble too much out there, but because obviously we've alluded to a lot of stuff in the past. But for the first time in a long time, it feels weird to be super productive. We are in the process of planning. Several things at once that are all locked in. Several of which are locked in, but you know what I mean, like. You gotta lock in. You gotta lock in, baby. Before you spend your life clocking in.
Before you spend your life clocking in.
Shout out Keith Allen, dude.
Yeah, dude. Keith Allen TV.
Him in a couple weeks.
I haven't seen him in a while. Follow Keith Allen on TV on everything. He's great. Love Keith.
Yeah, Thursday night, man. They were asking about you at the Chameleon. Everybody was wondering where you was at.
They said, "Oh, where's your little friend Wampus? Where's your little buddy Wampus at?
Why don't you have your little buddy Colleen?"
And that's cute that they think about me, because usually when they see me in person, they call me the wrong name.
One guy did that one time, dude, and it has rubbed you like a fucking
It fucking
sour grape,
pissed
brother.
me off.
I get it, dude. I get it.
No,
a guy called me Gordon down there at the pizza parlor once, and I had a goddamn full existential crisis over it.
I seen Kat had on her Instagram the other day that they spelled her name Pat on her fucking...
How does that happen?
They spelled her name Pat on her fucking Starbucks cup, and now I'm gonna call her Pat forever. I think that's hilarious.
Well, when I did the Funny Bone that night, which, by the way, went pretty okay.
Yeah, and I meant to ask you about that. I hope you had a good time. I wanted to come out. I wanted to be at Chameleons. I've had a lot of issues going on in my family, like personal stuff. So I hated to miss it, but I will be back at Chameleons this week, which you'll be listening to this episode the following Monday when it drops. But yeah, I will be back
there that week too. Who knows?
I will be at Chameleons this coming week, and because I have that show, the Whirling Tiger, Laughing Dragon, the 12th. So I want to hit that mic at Chameleons Thursday.
Before.
No, it's the week before.
But that show's on a Friday, right?
No, it's on a Thursday.
That show's on a Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh, ours was on a Thursday, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Because then we left for New York Friday.
Yeah, that next week we won't be able to go. Okay.
So yeah, I wanted to make sure I got at least one mic in to get me pumped up.
We'll get you up there.
Yeah. So
I'm taking it relatively smooth in July or June. I'm gonna come up to your things. I'm gonna hit Chameleon once.
I
want to
come out to more shit, and I want to do more shit with you. But at work and stuff, man, I'm really trying to lay the foundations of things this year, and I think next year I'm going part time.
Yeah, that's the move.
Or I'm gonna at least work day shift from here on out. And I hate that. That's gonna be a big life change for me. But
I took a day shift job. I start on Tuesday.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna be working.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
This week?
8 to 4.
Hell yeah.
Monday through Friday. But yeah, I start on Tuesday.
And now what's the starting pay, if you don't mind me asking?
$17 an hour.
It's better than $7.25 minimum wage, baby.
It's just I'll know this week if they're gonna review my license this month.
Yeah.
And if they're not, then I have to hold down something, get some money rolling in until next month. And I also have to take something full-time just in case I don't get the license.
Yeah.
And then I'll just stay And it's fine. It's 8 to 4. I'll still be able to make all the mics and do all that shit. No big deal.
Yeah, I got to figure something out because I really want to try to, take
I'll
this
just
shit
start
on the
leaving
road.
after my set,
I'm going to start taking this on the road. I don't know if you're coming with me or not. But
buddy, we're going far.
I'll
drive.
We're going in the hole, baby.
I'll drive. Don't worry.
Should. And so I can look at everybody's houses when we go by.
You can look in the windows, dude.
I'm trying to listen to Susie and the Banshees and stare out the fucking window, dude. That's my
a big
whole
vibe
life.
for me. Well, it was a long drive back. The funny bone is basically really not in Cincinnati. All the comics that were local were from Dayton. It's like dead smack in between downtown Cincinnati proper and Dayton, Ohio. Like it's like halfway in between. It's Liberty Township.
Okay.
It's like basically a shopping center. And
see anybody you knew there?
Big J Covis from Louisville was at that one.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
He's got some good shit.
He was the only familiar face I saw. But what I was saying is, dude called my name and he's like, "Yo, is it Jordan?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Damn, I didn't expect you to be white." And then he had fun with that. And then right before he called me on stage, he was like standing there next to me. He had pulled another dude up, right? So they had the bucket, 3 bucket spots. Everything else is pre-booked. They pull them all in the beginning and let them know if they're going to be on. So there was 6 names in the bucket and 3 spots. 3 names got pulled. One dude went up and he said, "Hey, man, it's my birthday. I drove all the way down from Dayton. Can I do 3 or 4?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll give you a spot. I'll give you." So they put him on. Well, I'm outside hitting my vape, and there's another dude with a bunch of his friends, and they're telling him, like, "Dude, just tell them it's your birthday. They'll put you on. They'll put you on, man. Just tell them. Tell them, look, you brought all of us out. Tell them. They'll put you on." So right before I go on, the host comes up to me, and he's like, "Yo, I'm going to give this other dude 5 real quick, too, and then I'll pull you on." I was like, "Cool." Well, he goes up there, and he's like, "Hey, this dude brought 10 friends with him. He just got out of jail. And he told his friends they could see him do comedy, so I'm going to give him 5. He gets up there. His name's Stunna. And he was actually, I was right next to the stage, so I could hear him. But apparently he wasn't talking into the mic, so nobody past like 10 feet could hear anything he was saying. Damn. And they all thought he was crazy. But he just got out of jail. He was funny as fuck, dude. Like, he was actually, for just being off the cuff, having no written material, and being like, "I'm going to get out of jail and try stand-up this day."
I love that.
He was funny as fuck.
That's rules, dude.
But then he was like, Brian was like, "Man, I didn't know it was going to go like that, so I'm going to go up there and warm him back up." Because he was in the back, and he couldn't hear anything either.
Damn,
he's like, "So I'm going to warm him back up. Give me something interesting about you." I was like, "There isn't much, man." He's like, "You smoke weed?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes up there. He's like, "All right, this next guy." I asked him if there was anything interesting about him. He said no. So that means he smokes a lot of weed.
Hell yeah, dude.
Pull me up. So I wasn't going to do my prison bit because I didn't want to do anything. It was a fairly black room, so I wasn't going to do any gay shit. You know what I mean? Comics will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they'll get it.
Black people will know what I'm talking about. But I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do my prison material. Because this dude just got out, I'm going to do some prison material.
Suck them clean off, dude.
And it smacked, dude. It went pretty well. But I did get oh, hell nah, for the punchline, suck them clean off.
Hell yeah.
But, yeah, man, it went surprisingly well for the room. It was also, here's what I didn't know about that show for future reference if you do it. The Funny Bone is a massive comedy club, seats like 300, in the main room downstairs. But there's a bar upstairs with a stage up there. And that room probably holds 100, 150, but it's a packed bar. Crazy. They're blending drinks. They turned the music and the TVs down, so we were like the only real noise, but people were talking. They were, blending.
Probably looked just like the Rose in Manhattan, huh?
Yeah, but except packed. Except 97 of those people paid $1 in advance to get in.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Which was a thing the host kept coming back to. He's like, "Yeah, if you ain't having a good time, it was $1. You paid $1."
Hell yeah. I love it, dude.
But that was a fun little show, man. Went to the Chameleon, have fun there. I just there's a good crew of funny people.
The
there,
Chameleon
man.
fucking rules, dude. And shout out John Holmes for putting on the best fucking open mic in the tri-state area every week. at Chameleons in North Side Cincinnati.
He really does the best. It's the best open mic in Cincy. It's one of my favorite. It's my favorite open mic. My second favorite is definitely Planet of the Tapes.
Yeah, shout out Eric Groovely.
And he's sent me high quality footage of my last 2 sets.
We need to get him on the show.
I wonder if he'd do it.
I think he would.
Eric, if you're out there, we're asking you. Come on the show.
We'll send him a message.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
You talk to him. He don't like me. We'll get him on.
Everybody says that. Dude, I've talked to like 20 people that are like, I don't think Groovely likes me. I'm like, have you ever talked to him? And they're like, nah. And I'm like, me either. I don't think he likes me either. But no, he
looks like he listens to Hatebreed, and he looks like he hates me, dude. And
he's running a good show over there.
He does. He runs a great show. Planet Tapes is cool, dude. It's a cool place. I cut my teeth there, man, twice.
Still cutting teeth there.
Still cut teeth, bro.
That's like one of my real. That's like a tester room for me too.
Yeah.
Because I feel. Chameleon was like where I'm gonna try all my new jokes because it's comfortable. But now I also like I gotta try them somewhere else because I feel like all my friends are gonna laugh.
I think I put the venue itself, Planet of the Tapes, on a pedestal, even though it's small, because Chris Buckley, shout out, R.I.P. my boy Chris Buckley, Uncle Chris used to put that place on all the time to us, and we never would go. And when I finally did my first time ever doing stand-up, I did the open mic there, and I want to go back. I want to do shit at Planet.
Yeah, but for sure.
Eric seems cool, though.
I'd love to get on a real show there at some point.
Yeah. I mean,
but yeah, man, that's what I think about every time I go there. I'm like, man, I really wish Uncle Chris, and he'd be thrilled.
He would
to
be
see us
so stoked that we're
man.
Doing this shit. Honest to God, man.
And he probably is somewhere.
And you know, one day we're gonna drop that episode again that we did with him on here. I think we ought to one day. We ought to just put that out, man. Our episode with Uncle Chris.
3. I did one with him and Nick.
Mm-hmm.
I did one with you and him.
Yeah.
And then I did one with him on Podbean over the phone. So I wouldn't mind maybe piling those together and releasing them as
you should put a compilation together for Chris, man.
A little special something.
That would be cool.
And then obviously we did an in memoriam episode that
that was rough. We
broke down.
Yeah, we don't have to do that again. That's fucking. That was horrible.
We were literally recording for like 2 minutes, and we're like, this one goes.
We just started fucking bawling, dude. But yeah, Chris meant a lot to us, dude. He would be very proud that we're doing what we're doing, man. So.
You know, if Guardian Angels are a thing, I think he might already be. He might be the reason we have any success at all. He might be right behind us with little angel wings.
We're like Sookie, and he's our fucking fairy god uncle.
Yeah,
dude.
Sookie, I care about your humanity.
Sookie, I've lived 1,000 lives,
and I'd live 1,000 more if it meant I could taste the fairy blood.
Sookie.
I don't care. True Blood, definitely gay, but I love it.
Dude, True Blood's the fucking best, dude. Everybody talks about Sex Vampire Diaries and fucking True Blood's the best.
Yeah, Vampire Diaries was like kind of cornball, no offense.
Did you watch that video I put on my story of the cosplay of Lestat and fucking Louis?
I don't think I saw it.
And Louis like over here like trying to fucking be depressed, and then Lestat's in the corner shaking his ass and Be My Lover's playing, dude. I'll show you after the show, dude. It's fucking. Pants? They got the whole outfit.
Yeah.
And it looks just like Lestat and Louis, and he's over there from Be My Lover, and he's like, then.
Oh, it's a cosplay.
Yeah, dude. You're gonna love it.
That slipped my mind.
It's so good, dude. You're gonna love it.
Hell yeah.
It's a great video.
I'll check it out, dude. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it's the best 5 seconds of your life, dude.
My lover gonna be my lover. That one?
Yeah. It's so good, dude.
Night at the Roxbury, man.
Hey, what about that? What about that one I seen you, Chris Farley doing Hank Williams?
Yeah, man.
Are you ready for some football?
Really good. Dude, I honestly, it's crazy to this day. There's so many fat, funny guys trying to recreate the lightning in a bottle. Because there was so many of them go for his level of physicality and fucking swing and a miss in a big fucking way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it was beyond the fact that he was fat and physical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he was just... And there was a point in my life where I'm still a hater, but I was like a a naysayer in a big way, that I would dislike everything that everybody liked, and I never really dove into Farley.
Oh,
and
Farley
I was like, Farley's not that funny. Well, I had to be in my mid to late 20s before I really watched all of his movies.
Yeah.
And then watched all of his SNL shit, and then I was like, oh man, yeah, we really did miss out on. Which I think the OG was like Belushi.
Belushi, yeah.
Belushi before him, which by today's standards, Belushi wasn't even really fat.
No,
he was like a pudgy guy.
Yeah.
Who could shred the guitar and loved punk rock. Dude.
Farley in Billy Madison's what I'm going to look like someday, dude. He had them sideburns and shit and fucking...
I don't think you could get that fat,
brother.
No,
but that's just the...
If you
the basic just stall
get
of
you
what
a
I'm
beer
talking
belly.
about, man. Yeah, and he's got them sideburns. He's got his hair parted over. And he's like, yeah, I hit that.
I don't think you could drink enough beer to
and
get
he's
in that
like,
shape
he's
without
like,
shitting
no,
it all out.
Yeah, I can't, dude. My tummy don't work that way.
Like, no, but a buddy of mine did.
No, he didn't. He Farley ruled, dude.
No, but you could imagine what it'd be like.
It's so good, dude.
He was funny. I
Tommy
will never
Boy's
forget,
a banger.
Man, there was a day in like 6th or 7th grade where Scott Bronner, shout out, came into class like like class started. He came in like a couple minutes later, and just like ran in and did. Damn. This stopped recording. I don't know when, but we got 15 minutes left. We're just gonna kill it out, only audio.
Yeah, that's fine, dude. We'll just fuck off on some audio, man. Go old school for a bit.
He ran in and did the entire in a van down by the river bit, and like, yeah, dude, it blew everybody's minds. Nobody knew. It's crazy because last time I recorded 5 15-minute clips, and it didn't.
I gotta turn all these
space.
fucking alarms off before they start ringing, dude.
I keep deleting shit off the phone, man. But it's so fucking stupid the way the cloud works, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can delete it off your phone, and then it's still in your cloud, and it says it's still on your fucking phone. I don't know how I didn't have space to record all those, man.
Yeah, I'd be running out of space all the time, dude.
Well, that's a fucking 128 gig phone, man.
Damn, that's crazy.
Now you can get 256 in prepaids. A few years ago, you couldn't get the straight talk phones any higher than like 128.
Makes sense.
I think you can actually get them all the way to 512 now, like you can with other iPhones, but I'll get a new one eventually, man. What do you have, the 12 mini?
I have the 12 mini, and yeah, I've had this phone for fucking years now. And, I mean, I like it. It's cool. I like it because it's small and it fits in my back pocket. I always keep my phone in my back pocket. So, like, I don't like having shit in the front. But that's the only reason I've kept it this long. I need to get a new fucking phone, honestly.
Yeah, it doesn't charge.
I have to use one of them mag chargers I don't like.
Charging port's bust.
Yeah, it's a piece of shit, dude. But I'm not a materialistic guy. I mean, I am to an extent.
I've got an 11, brother. But Andrew and Bethany have 2 12s over there. I've been meaning to get before we record our next episode in a week or two. I'll get those, and I'll have the actual camera, and this is the last time this will happen. Yeah.
I hope y'all enjoyed it, because it's the last fucking time it'll happen.
Yeah. You guys are all, if you're on the YouTube, you're watching a blank screen right now. But you got 45 minutes of clean footage, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I think it's cool.
Dude.
And, you know, this is that, the last 10 minutes of the show is always like that's like the people that really stayed around. They get them sweet treats. You know what I mean? So
the only people that make it this far are people who put us on at work.
Yeah, I'm crotch chopping right now, dude, telling everybody to suck it, and you'll never see it.
I can pop my fucking top off now.
He just took his pants off, dude.
I can grab my fucking phone, unplug it, and goddamn, see if I got any messages, and of course I do, man. From the wife.
And she said, "Hey, what y'all doing up there moaning? I hear y'all moaning."
Are you kidding? Hey, keep talking.
I'm talking, dude. She said, "Why y'all moaning up there?"
Did she say that?
That's what she texted you. She
said that
everybody's moaning. She's getting mad.
She has to do a video for her discussion question and wants to know if I can help her upload it and all that stuff, so I told her, yeah, when I'm done.
Well, is there anything else you want to talk about these last few minutes? We got 10 minutes, man. What's on your mind, dude? Treat this like a Facebook status. What's on your mind?
Oh, let me think, man. Let me think. I don't know, you know. I watched the SNL finale of the 50th anniversary.
Did you like it?
Well, it made me wonder, dude. It made me wonder, like, you know, Lorne Michaels is 1,000,000 years old now.
Yeah.
He's probably like in his 70s. He's probably not even that old. But, you know, made me wonder, shouldn't they just end the show when he ends? When he's gone? Who else could produce the show? It won't be the same thing anymore.
No.
It's changed a lot, but it's been his thing for 50 seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How many seasons they do in a year?
I think 1.
So 50 years?
Yeah, they started it in the 70s, right? So
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That's crazy.
50 years of a live broadcast, you know, half the Saturday nights of the year. That's pretty crazy.
I feel like it's a
huge
staple.
It's
It's a staple of America now. Saturday
got
Night
to be a
Live's
huge job provider in New York City.
Gotta
man.
be.
I mean, yeah, and it is a staple. Maybe it should carry on. But who could run it the same, you know?
Nobody.
And
I mean, but
should
nobody can ever run anything the same. And sometimes it hits. Sometimes, I mean, we see how good WWE is without Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes shit does pop off. Sometimes.
Well, if it's the right person, could carry it on, perhaps. But
yeah. But who though? That's the question, man.
But who?
I
do like SNL. Everybody shits on it, but I think every season has had some good sketches. And
I
some
miss
bad
Mad
ones.
TV, man. Mad TV was my favorite.
Mad TV was good, man. They could reprise that.
Yeah, there
You
was
know what I mean?
there was a lot of good shit on Mad
They have.
TV.
Apparently, they've had like 3 or 4 versions of it.
Have they?
Like brought back a bunch of times, and it just never
hit right, and it usually doesn't.
There's some other sketch shows that have been working. They're just not live sketch shows. You know what I mean? Like I Think You Should Leave and stuff like that, but not live. People want.
You know what I realized today? I've been out of high school 15 years today.
That's crazy.
Today, 15 years.
No.
Yeah. Class of 2010, baby.
So I've been out how long? 17 years?
Yeah, you've been out almost 20 years, buddy. That's depressing when you think about it, ain't it, dude? You've been out of high school almost 20 years, bro.
Huh.
Huh.
Well, I never think about high school, really. It's
I
not
don't
like,
either.
Rarely on my mind.
It feels like it was
that,
so long ago that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I'm just like, oh, man. I remember not having, you know, like bills and responsibilities and shit. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, that was fun. It's crazy because, like, everything that happened, like, my senior year of high school was really a precursor to everything we got going on now. Like, the goal when I got out of school was to make movies and, like, be entertaining. And yeah, I took the long path to get here, but now after 15 years, like, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with where I'm at. Like, I like how it turned out. Like, I wish it could happen a little sooner, but I needed that to get to where I'm at. So, it's fine, man. It worked. It was cool.
Yeah, I don't think, you know.
I don't think about that kind of shit. Like, I don't think about high school. Like,
I'm
I don't
trying
think
not to have
about
no
any of that
regrets.
shit. No.
You know,
I don't have many regrets,
I feel like
dude.
I'm where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be for the most part.
Yeah, look at us.
I didn't even have any of this, you know. Who knows? I probably never would have done this.
What do you mean?
You know, I didn't even think about, you know, necessarily comedy when I was getting out of high school.
No, I had people tell me, like, oh, you're funny. You should do funny stuff. I don't know why you always want to do horror and dark and, you know, like, you're a funny guy. Like, you should do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, well.
I was doing music
whatever.
and stuff. We both knew we wanted to do entertainment. You know what I mean?
But to get to where we're at with comedy is, you know, I didn't see that coming, I don't think.
No, you know, we weren't even hanging out back then.
No.
In high school.
It's crazy that we've been friends our whole lives, but we didn't, you know, yeah.
There was like an 8-year period, like high school and a few years after high school, that we just didn't really hang out. We went different, hung out with different people.
Yeah.
And then we just started, like, hanging out again. One day, kind of out of the blue, really.
I don't remember how it happened. I just remember that we did.
Yeah. I feel like you just had hit me up a couple times, and it was
nothing crazy, like,
it didn't work.
Hey, let's go to Subway and get a foot long. Let's go see Nickelback.
It was something
take a bike
like
ride.
Yeah,
it wasn't
Nickelback.
anything crazy.
No, yeah, you were, and then we met up and like fucking, got Coopers or something.
Yeah.
And you came back to the house. We hung out. You didn't even smoke then or anything yet.
Yeah.
And we might have fucking got drunk one weekend. Then we just started working together for a while.
Yeah, we did that.
Hanging out all the time after
then
that.
We just fucking, when it took off, it took off, and then
I went away for a few years.
Yeah. You were away, I was at your doorstep every time you come back.
You was, man.
First one,
waiting on me, ready to hang out.
Yeah, I was dying, dude, the whole time.
Man, look at us now,
I hope
dude.
he comes back, dude. So I hope he comes back,
I'm
bro.
36 this year, dude.
Are you really?
Crazy?
Oh no.
Yeah, 36 years old, man.
Fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we really sit and think about, like, when you say you've been out of school almost 20 years, when you say you're going to be 36 this year, I get why people look at us like we're a couple of fucking idiots, dude. Like, it does make sense. It does sound crazy.
But I feel like everybody, dude, and this isn't just like our generation thing, but really, you know how like everybody looks younger now?
Yeah.
And everybody has a little bit more time to grow up now. I feel like there's definitely people who are, in a classic sense, ahead of where we are in life at our ages. But I feel like a lot of people our age are all still figuring shit out.
But I mean, like,
you've got
the white picket fence, though. I mean, you have everything like that everybody else does that like is where you're at, and like you have a child, you're happily married, you have a home, a mortgage.
Oh yeah,
you working 9 to 5. You're literally a normal fucking guy.
Oh yeah, I forget sometimes.
So, I don't know what you mean by that. Like, they're further ahead than...
Well, I guess, man. But I still, I don't feel ahead. I just feel in debt.
They are too. They are too, bro. Like, that's, Well,
no, I'm just saying there's a minuscule amount of people our age that are, like, sufficiently ahead. But for the most part, everybody's exactly where we are. Like, some have houses, some don't. Some are married, some aren't. Some have been through divorces. But nobody's, like... made their nest egg. Nobody's like at their lifelong dream career yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody in our age group is like still, hey, I got a new job. I'm doing this now. Hey,
I guess I don't feel bad that I moved back in with my parents, and like I didn't. There was a point in time where I was bummed out about that. But
aren't you glad now that you did, though?
Yeah, but I think about, like, my life's so much cooler since I moved back and we've done all these things, but at the same time, it's like
chill parents.
Yeah,
it's not like
Yeah, they're cool.
And you also weren't forced into it. I mean, you did have a situation where you needed to move quick, but you had options at the time.
Right? Yeah, I mean? And they were cool with it, and they know what I'm doing, and they know that I work and pay my taxes, and I'm a functioning member of society.
You also work full time. You've worked at the same job longer than most of our friends.
Yeah.
You've had the same job for longer than pretty much anybody I know.
It's crazy to say it.
You've got a position there.
Yeah.
Like a real position.
It's crazy to say it, though, but like since the day I turned 18, I've not had a job. I've always had a job. Like, I've always worked. And I've always made life and all the crazy shit that we do work, too. Like, I've always, worked, and I don't know, I don't think I'll regret it, but I do like the way I took life and didn't do I'm going to settle down and get married and never,
3 or 4 jobs.
Ever.
In your adult life.
Yeah.
I think I've had like 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think I'm a creature of habit, and I also find that,
And you got a savings, and you got your own car, and you got you might live at your parents' house, but you're as close to having it as anybody our age, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not mad about it by no means, man. But I'm also very humble and very thankful for my life in general, though. Like, I've always had a pretty cool support system. I like to be really good to people. I like to be good to my friends. Like, I like to, everybody likes me for a reason.
You're known as a good guy, dude. Everybody knows, like, oh yeah, Joey, he might not always show up till like the party that he says he's gonna show up to.
Yeah,
but if
I'm
you're
flaky,
like, hey,
but
Joey, I need you.
Yeah,
he's
I'm
gonna
there,
show
dude.
up.
I try to be
You know
that.
what I
That's the
mean?
only thing I've always said, dude. The day I die, as long as people remember me as a cool dude, a good dude, that's all I care about, man.
You have more friends than anybody I fucking know. I say it all the time. It's kind of, I think your anxiety comes from having so many like relationships to maintain.
Yeah.
That you're like, oh, fuck it. It's like a task paralysis. You're like, fuck, I can't hang out with all 20 of these people. I'm gonna go home and fucking, watch fucking Pulp Fiction for the 50th time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. That's legit. What everything he just said is real. I'm in everybody's circle, but not everybody's in mine.
Yeah.
Quote my good friend Dylan, man. He said that one time. He was glad that he was in my circle. Because I'm in everybody's circle, but not everybody's in my circle. And he was glad that he was in my circle, and I'm glad he said that because
I feel the same
he
way.
is, and I do have probably 10 friends that are friends that are my people that are in my
but you've
circle.
Got like 500
but I've got like
people
500
that
friends
would write you a recommendation,
and they would. And
I've got like 5 friends, period, and then like 20 people that would say something.
Thankful
nice about
that even though I am a very anxious person, I am thankful that I'm a social butterfly. And I'm not gonna say, when I say I have 10 friends, anybody out there that is friends with me knows that the same thing applies to them as it does those immediate friends. Like I would do anything for anybody.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, they're all there's like 50 people thinking they're one of the 10 friends right now.
And that's cool. And that's
let
cool.
Them keep thinking that.
And you'll never know who's in the thing. You'll never know who's on my MySpace top 5, dude. Like,
God, thank God that's not around anymore.
Oh God, dude, I would have a really. Oh man, you talk about panic, dude. It would
I
be
learned like immediately, like a week into it, the little HTML patch to put like 12 on there,
right?
And so it was like, but then people would be mad about the order they were in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
it's nice to be loved, and it's nice to be cared about, and it's also nice to be able to give it back. So to all my friends out there, you all are all my friends.
You guys are all in the top 10, dude. And none of y'all are getting left behind.
No, well, you bet your sweet, supple ass when we make it, dude.
Now, there's a short list of people that aren't coming.
Yeah, dude. David fucking Noble, you're number 1, dude.
David, you're coming,
David's coming, dude. David's got a skateboard company now.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to promote that.
But, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Honeymoon
skateboards. Yeah, I don't want to give. Yeah, I don't want to fucking. But yeah, David's coming.
As soon as those drop, we'll let y'all know
there's a small
more about
list
that.
of you that's not gonna be invited.
But I like I stay home a lot.
Yeah.
And talk to very few people. So every time I go out, I'm ready to be out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm ready to talk to everybody and do whatever.
Right.
But that's because I prepare myself to go do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, I don't know. Being a drug addict for years really narrows down. It really shaves the friends off. You know what I mean? Only the real ones stay on board. Here's a little fun fact to end the show on. Read a statistic the other day that in 2007, the median home buying age was 39, and in 2025, the median home buying age is 57, which means that the people buying homes 2007 are the same fucking people buying homes in 2025. It's the same group of people.
Damn.
It's like some Gen Xers. It's like, that they were the last generation to really be able to afford, like liquid property, like to be able to buy like a starter home and then move into a bigger home and then finally one bigger, then sell it to a retirement home. That's not like a thing, you know what I mean, that we'll ever be able to do. Thankfully, we bought a house. The market now is fucking crazy. Houses just like ours that we bought for like 160 are going for like 300. If we waited, we wouldn't have got in.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have got in. But I think it's going to crash.
Oh, yeah, it's all going to crash, dude.
It's going to crash.
It's all going to burn, dude.
And then we'll have another...
We're donezo, baby.
After 2008, though, houses got cheap for a minute, so...
Yeah.
Houses will get cheap. We're not moving out, though. They're not getting our asses. But that's it, dude. That's the show. You got anything?
Nope, I got nothing. We love you guys. Thanks for supporting us.
We love you.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
This place sucks.
This place sucks.